One of the challenges that the older adults have today is cleaning out and downsizing. We may not only have our own houses to deal with, but chances are we have to deal with our parents' house as well. So today we're going to talk about decluttering and downsizing. So let's get into it. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel On the Road with Susan. You know, I'm Susan. So today we're going to talk about downsizing, decluttering. Now, I only have a small apartment, thank God, because it is still a major challenge for me. I have cleaned out and downsized for the past several years, and today I'm still working on getting rid of stuff because to me, it is just so overwhelming. I feel like I'm a storage unit for stuff, and that I have to really dictate, and it dictates my life on what I'm going to do, where I'm going to go, because I need to have room for my stuff. And it is very, I would not want to face this challenge if I had a big house that I have lived in for 35 years and now I have to downsize. Maybe I want to hit the road. Maybe I want to move into a smaller, less maintenance type of an dwelling. So here's the funny thing. For my generation, the younger generation have kind of finally figured it out that they don't need all this stuff. But in my generation, you spent the vast majority of the beginning of your life trying to establish yourself. And at that time, stuff meant wealth or success. So you spent a lot of time collecting and gathering stuff. And then in the second part of your life, you're like, I'm so sick of this stuff. Now you got to get rid of it. You got to try to downsize, get rid of it. And I know my kids, they don't really want any of this stuff. And now I also have my mother's house that I would have to deal with. And nobody wants any of that stuff as well because it's just so overwhelming. So what I've been doing, even though I live in a small apartment, I still have a lot of stuff because I'm a collector. I've always been a collector. That's just, I don't know. I used to collect cameras and dolls and you name it, I probably collected it. But right now, I'm getting rid of stuff. So I've set up, I have them come about once a month, and it's called the VVA, the Vietnam Veterans Association. And they will come right to my house and pick things up. So all I have to do is go online, set an appointment, and they'll come and take it. When you're trying to declutter, you need to really break it down into small little task. That prime example is today I worked on just one drawer of my dresser and I was able to get rid of all of this in just one fell swoop. Now it might not be a lot, but it's a process. This isn't something that I can do overnight because for me, it's just too overwhelming. I look at it this way. It didn't take me one day to collect all this stuff. It's not gonna take me one day to get rid of it. It's a lot to do with your mental mentality or your mental state because I have put things, oh, I'm gonna throw this away, and then I go back and I get it. Or there's just some of the smallest things that really trip me up that I cannot just throw away or get rid of. And so to me, it's very challenging to get rid of this stuff. One of the things, when you tell people that you're trying to downsize and declutter, they'll say to you, oh, you need to be selling all that stuff because older adults feel that everything that is a little bit of on the old side has value. Well, it really doesn't because the younger generation, they don't want it. They don't want our stuff. They rather go to IKEA or someplace and buy put together furniture than to buy an old dresser that might need a little work. The generation today doesn't want to deal with it. especially glassware and all the things that you think might have value. They really don't. I call this scenario called you're picking up nickels while you're stepping over dollars. You're wasting your time trying to sell a little tchotchke on eBay or Etsy or wherever because you think it's going to bring $10 or $5. Really, by the time you get done taking the pictures, listing the item, packaging up the item, figuring out the postage, you have wasted so much time and energy, and not to mention you probably didn't make all of that because all of those platforms, they make sure they take a cut of what you have, and they certainly want you to sell it to them cheaper. And I've been on eBay since 2003, and I've been selling nonstop since 2012. So I kind of have an idea. Selling on those platforms isn't something that you can just jump right on and do it. You have to establish yourself, and it's a process. And believe me, it isn't that easy, as everybody on YouTube makes it sound to be, or any other social platform that says, oh, it's so simple to do. It really isn't. It's easier and less mind straining to put the stuff in a box and call it a day and get rid of it. Because chances are, you're like me, you don't even remember you have it. So that's what I do with a lot of my stuff. I just pack it up and call it a day. Now, don't get me wrong, I do sell a lot of stuff online, but it is a very slow and tedious process. It isn't something that you're going to put things on and it's going to go tomorrow. Same way with Facebook. Now, Facebook, you're going to get ghosted a lot. People will say, oh, I'm going to come and pick that up. And they never do. And they don't even bother to call and tell you that or message you and tell you, hey, I'm not coming today. Because, you've sat around and waited all day long just to get rid of that one little item that you might have. And so don't be surprised if you take that route, that it is not as simple and easy as everybody predicts it to be. When you get ready to start to declutter, you need to have a few categories. One is donate, the other one is keep, another one is sell, and another one is trash. You're just going to pitch it out because you don't want to send to Goodwill or wherever you're going to send it to stained and nasty ass shirts, because all they're going to do is get rid of it, and it adds to their cost of disposal. So to start to declutter, and I would break it down into small groups, maybe just a room, maybe even if that's too much, break that down even into just the dresser. If that's too much, do one drawer. Once you get through one drawer, okay, go to the next drawer. But don't try to tackle something that has been building for years in a day. It's just not going to happen. It's just too mind-blowing to do that. That's why when you watch these shows, The Hoarders, I don't understand how they think that overnight that they can get somebody to just clean out years and years worth of clutter. I just don't see it happening. So it's a process. So I hope this has given you a little bit of insight into how to start decluttering. And even if you're not moving, I think everybody should declutter. I put a box down in my basement, and it's my pitch box. Every time I go through the house and I do a little skimming, and skimming is just picking up those knickknacks and those little itty bitty things that you keep picking up and you go, I'm going to put it here. No, I'm going to put it here. And you just keep putting it somewhere because you really have no purpose for it. That's something that needs to out the door. It's got to go. Somebody else might think it's a grand item, so put it in your pitch bag. And then once you get up an enough amount, put it in a box and put it out. One of the things you don't want to do, like I've done, is I make an appointment that they're going to come. And then I feel like I really don't have enough stuff, so I cancel the appointment. And I keep doing this. until I finally decided whatever I have is gonna go. So if I I always set the appointment for Friday because that gives me all week long to get things ready. So today's Thursday and they're gonna be coming tomorrow. So I just put it out in my driveway here tomorrow and they'll take it. And if it's raining, I throw a plastic tarp over it and they'll just throw the top tarp to the side and take all the products underneath of it. But I try not to overwhelm myself with this task because it is a daunting. And like I said, I don't really even have that much stuff, but I have too much stuff for me and I want to get rid of it. So I hope that this has helped you out, giving a few ideas or maybe what you could do to get rid of some things. But you need to start decluttering today. Until next time.